be, okay. All right, guys, 7:01. So we're right at 7. Thanks everybody for coming on the call tonight. We about what 48 hours from the meeting. I mean, right at, well, I guess 47.5. 6:30 we go kick off on Thursday. We're gonna talk about the email that I sent out today. JV games, football fundamentals, assignments, enforcement, the all but one principle, and the points of emphasis. Okay, and saying that first thing on the email that I sent out. Oh, guys, also we're going to talk about the scrimmages and anything in the past. The information I want to put out tonight as it pertains, as we did fairly a good job of accepting the games. Some of the referees have contacted me, a couple of them, and for me too, guys, this is a learning experience. Dragonfly is new for the schools. That means the ADs and the coaches, as well as the officials and the regional supervisors. Okay, again, don't just, there is no really resident expert. I mean, Frank Johnson, Ronnie Blunt, John Owens, Errol Daniels, and anybody else who was kind of went, Herman Lewis, he went to the Greensboro meeting. There been several meetings throughout the state that certain people went to. Okay, well, we'll say happy birthday to Clyde Matthews a little later. He's at the restaurant, his family, right? But as we go through this here, there's no dumb question as it pertains to Dragonfly. We're gonna learn as we go. One of the things on assignments, what I did is back before the season started, probably before the 1st of August, and I was sending out those, lack of a better term, dummy assignments, those assignments that weren't real. So we see what they look like. We ain't got you deleted off a game, give you your practice, right? As of today, guys, whatever you do not send a report in on an incident report ejection. Do not do that practice. We got, the regional supervisor got a message from the supervisor official. When you do that, we know it. Anybody I have on as an administrator gets it. ADs for both, they get it, and the NCHSA office gets it. So if you put that incident report down, it automatically goes out to everybody on that distribution list. Okay, that principal of that school, that whatever you did it, they received it. So again, no more practice on the incident report, ejection report, disqualification. Okay, I will probably spin it out again, but I want you to hear it first. And when they get it, and we're gonna start keeping score. That means what? When they get it, I'm pretty sure I will probably get an Instagram, and he'll send me a couple. I'll see it anyway. But again, no more practicing on the incident reports or the ejection report. The ones you do now is going to be actually coming from a game. The email I sent today, and I asked for you to have your rule books and your officials manual close by. Now, I've got some questions. Team box, to clarify that, there are 14 LEAs in Region 4. Some people have city schools and county schools. Last year, well, in fact, during 2020 and 2021, we can extend the team box based on the CDC's guidance. What they did is all drivers allowed, hey, you can go from the 10 to the 10. Because that was for COVID, right? Certain, I know Cumberland County, David Cooper was in a position, they did it. All the other areas, Moore County, have done it. Right now, by state association, that was on the test. If I need somebody, you go in on page 13. Now, put that in there that way. And the information I share with you tonight, I'm going to send it to the AD. Well, I'm sending it to the ADs. I'm going to CC them, but I'm going to actually send it to the coaches, our coaches that I provide officials for. There'll be no ambiguity, no uncertainty about what it is. And that rule 1, 2, 3, G, it talks about team box. It's on page 13. All right. Team box shall be marked on each side of the field outside the coach's area between the 25-yard lines, 25 to 25. Okay. And it says the coaching area for coaches, substitutes, athletic trainers, etc., affiliated with team. Those individuals. That's one thing that Ronnie's been out, Frank's been out, and I've been out on these briefings about controlling the sideline. We want to kind of minimize because they got too many people on the sideline, guys. That's going to be a liability for them, and we're on the sidelines. But that's for those individuals. Coaches area, and they got it also in paragraph G. The coaches area is a minimum of a 2-yard belt between the front, the team box, and the sideline. It comes a restricted area when the ball is live. Right? I need somebody with Joshua on. I see him looking in the book. I'm in notes. Josh, how about read number 3 in that shaded area? What does it say there? But unmute yourself and read that.
Yeah, it reads, it is permissible for state associations to approve an extension of the team box and to determine the individuals who may be in the extended area, provided such extension is the same for both teams.
Now, him reading that. Now, thanks, Josh. Now, with that, what they're saying that state said, and it's determined the individuals who may be in that extended area. So that's up to the state. So state, I talked to Mr. Mark, hey, they can extend that. Of course, he's saying it's up to the different LEAs. He's not gonna be the one to determine that. But if it is, the state has determined the coaches will not. And it says extension and to determine the individuals who may be in there. The only people that state is just saying will not, they will be the coaches. So no coaches can be on the 25-yard line. Does anybody have any questions on that? Right. So if they extend it, they can go to 10 to 10. Yes, question.
You said it one more time. I'm sorry, you were breaking up. One more time.
The coaches will not be allowed to be further than 25-yard line. Not 25. So even if I'll tell you, Cumberland County, they asked for last year, Moore County, we have 14 LEAs. The state is not going to make a court rank. Say, look, everybody can do that. For LEA, and that's what they did. And that was from Mark Roberts, now it's from Cecil Mark. Yeah. So if the state, if I tell you Cumberland County has extended the team boxes, go to 10 to 10, the coaches, it's not, that will be, I will tell you exactly what it's for. It will be for the players, maybe the athletic trainers, it could be some other thing, people affiliated with the team, but the coaches will not the head coach, not any assistant coach. So again, I'm going to send this out to all the coaches, and if they ask the question, they're not going to ask me on an email. They're not going to respond with, hey, but it says this, because they saw the same slides that we saw. I just want to make it just clarified to you first and answer any questions that you have. I'm going to put this out tomorrow, because we're going to enforce it on Thursday and on Friday.
So, Harold, so we're going to have the players down at the 10-yard line with no coaches down there to monitor or supervise them?
That's exactly right. Look, again, I'm glad you said that. I didn't say we was going to have them. I say if the LEA, right now, no one has. It's not approved for anybody. It's the LEA. But I know Cumberland County did it. They tell me because of COVID. Everybody look at these numbers. COVID keep going up, and they keep doing it. They're doing it for COVID reason. But what we're not going to do, again, someone acts out, they still have their 2-yard belt. They still got to be back. Now, we're not going to put it, but that's the guidance. Because remember, I say, according to the rule book, the state association will determine the individuals who may be in extended area. And right now, they haven't extended, no one has asked. 14 LEAs that I'm responsible for, no one has said they're going to maintain just a 25-yard line. But regardless of what happens, if that happens, and we got private schools, public schools, no matter where you go, hey, it's going to be the same. And it says on one side, hey, it's good for one side, you got to be the other. It's not by mutual agreement. Again, I just want everybody to understand that. Like I said, I'm going to send this out But before I send it out, I want to make sure we have a good understanding of how that's going to work. If that's the case. They did it last year, Jason. I mean, they could go down, and so from a spectator point of view, you're always on the field. I was there and I see 2 or 3 players standing at the 15-yard line, 12-yard. They was all back together. It wasn't supposed to be for COVID, but they was just still standing together. But his request has to come in. And then, like I say, request comes in, state says yes, then, but it's only good, I mean, Sampson County, and the Sampson County broke into 2 different things. They got city schools and they got public schools. And because we have, like I say, we have 14 different, we have like 9 counties that we support, but we got 14 different LEAs. So we're good on the team boxes. Okay. The JV games, since that game's gonna be the first coming up right that we have on Thursday. The timing. Talked to a couple of regional supervisors today and asked them, because everything, those that came to our state, and when thing was addressed, the supervisor official stated the timing rules would be, we can use sub-varsity timing, however, only on, question was, we're gonna play 10 to 12-minute. And that's when he said by mutual agreement. Now I will reach out to the coach. I was asked by a regional, by his AD last year, one of our normal schools that we've been supporting for years. It's in our, like within Columbus County. Is that's the first they heard of the sub-timing rules and sub-varsity timing rules. Also, they want to play 12-minute quarters. That's writing. So we will, you can ask that, do you play 10-minute quarters? What out? And I will put some more guidance tomorrow, because the only conference I know at that time we have realigned since. When Wallace Rose Hill was in, and I was at a game, and I know they played Sampson County, and they were playing Midway, and the head coach of the varsity was there and said that was a conference requirement. In their conference rules, they had 12 quarters. So again, that is not, state not weigh in on that. They did weigh in on the fees of the JV assigners. The JV games assigned 4 people. There's a V game, they're paid $74.50. There's a 5-person JV game. That's, I think, when those that turn again was at the big clinic at Southview on the 25th. You understand, Mr. Mark saying? What they did is they had that budgeted already for the $69.50. Therefore, you didn't want to go to 74 this particular year. But that was something, a concern that all 9 regional supervisors was asking, because of the 9 different regions in football in the state, 6 play 12-minute quarters all the time. They played all the time. We were one of 3 associations that use 10-minute quarters. And I will go out and get that information from those, the ones that traditionally, I would say Cumberland County, Hope County, Robinson County, those teams, the only 2 that ask questions, because you know, right now we have the split conference in there. Whack-a-mole, we have High Trask, Ender, and we have the 1A conference, the Carolinas 1A conference, and we only have 3 teams that we're responsible for. Union, we're 2 teams right now, Union and Lakewood, and Hopton has requested, and hopefully I have an answer by Friday, whether Hopton request is approved for us. 2 of those teams are the 6th. So we're gonna be playing Rosewood, some other teams gonna come in. Whatever the conference president say, that's what we're gonna do. I say that's an outstanding thing I will have to you, if not tomorrow, on Thursday morning. If you have a game in one of those areas, they play 12-minute quarters, I would text the referee. That's something I still have to get the answer on. So for the JV games, and the fees, the assignments, guys, I'm gonna let you know when I'm gonna publish the time. Because the expectation is I know how it is on the blocks, and I'll talk about that in a second. When I put the assignments out, initially when I do it, those are the 5 individuals, because that's all the games we got now. We don't have any middle schools starting until the week of the 20th. When I put those are the 5 people I want working that game. So when someone rejects or declines, I think we had Albany was accept or decline. I think here's accept or reject. You reject that assignment, it changes me makeup of that. I got to go find someone else to do that game. I tell you, publish hopefully everybody's getting those push notifications. We got more info. I'll let John talk about some administrators that we're dragging for later. But you got new games. I want you to go in there. It helps everybody. You go in there and make a decision immediately when you get the game. The changes. Guys, when you change the game, if I change the time, if you change the location, whatever they do to the game, it's the thing. When I send it out, I can confirm it without you having access to, notify the change. I don't know if it notified it. I will probably do that. But there's some changes coming up definitely in the next 24 hours. It's going to be most time. If it's short, because this week is short, I may text you, putting it back out there and letting you see. And if you remove from a game, and I'm going to do that in a situation today, night after the phone call, I'll remove somebody from a game, may move someone to another game. Those individuals. But if you receive a game, I tell you the games have been accepted or they've been published. It doesn't notify the referee. So tonight, if I was to take Mike Lavorio off a game, if I take Terry Johnson off a game, or put him on a game, and the game is within 24 hours or 48 hours, right? Hey, I expect him to call the referee. He's on the game to badly will. I want the person that's last person to get on the game. I say I'm a publisher, because again, I want to publish the games on yesterday throughout to the end of the month, which is only the first 2 weeks. And then I'll stay 2 weeks out from then on. But what's happening today is I got a text last night and I got 3 calls today about moving games from Friday to Thursday. Okay. And that, again, since I published the games for this week, 2 JV games have been canceled. Douglasburg was canceled. They canceled it before I put anybody on the game. There was no problem. I had a crew going to Clinton on Thursday. They're playing Goldsboro. They got notified, I guess, on Monday that Goldsboro doesn't have a JV. Those 5 individuals that was going to work both Thursday and Friday are now only working Friday night. So that's when I say changes, those kind of things won't happen. It's going to still happen. It's going to be some time changes. So I'm sure everybody who thinks it's going to rain Friday, what time is it going to rain? It's going to rain during the game, after the game. We had an AD that's new. He contacted the referee of the game. So the referee, they're thinking about changing the game to Thursday. The referee called me later on. They made a weather decision and they said, y'all gonna cancel the game. Okay. So I have not canceled that. I have not rescheduled that game because I'm gonna make the system work. But since I had this call tonight, 4 of the 5 individuals on that game got moved from Friday to Thursday, have a game on Thursday. I'm just going to talk through this. They're going to tell you things over there. So 4 to 5 had games on Thursday and Friday. Now they moved their game from Friday to Thursday. Now, so when I do that those 4 guys are going to be, now I can take them, put them back on that game. And one's off umpire, everybody except for the line judge. I have their names here. And that means the game they were going to work on Thursday. Now I need to find 4 replacements for that game. And at the same time, I could just have the 5 people that got their game canceled that were going to Clinton and put them on. So it's a lot of things that happen when someone moves the game from one day to another. Okay, when they move that game from a Friday to a Thursday, I got 3 calls. Somebody, an AD called today and said they're gonna make the decision tomorrow. Okay, so when they make a decision to play on Thursday, on Wednesday, the game that was scheduled Friday, how many of those individuals had games moving back? So again, a lot of these things I don't create, but when they happen, I expect for you to, I have to look for the right person to do the right game. And that, saying that, I like to minimize the changes. However, I wanted those 5 to be work that part of the game. So again, I do that, move those games. I got to make all those changes. You're gonna get a lot of things. So I try to get it with the message. What do we do sometimes when the coaches you throw a flag and coach want to know who's the penalty on? It's not going to change anything. That's a courtesy, and we kind of give them the next play. I would ask you, you remove from a game. I know why you moved, but you don't have to have. If you need to answer right then, hey, you called me. I will probably get back to you later. You won't, for the masses, say, okay, I'll email you, but it's several moving parts. Because I say, 3 schools considering moving the games from Friday to Thursday. Right now, there are 12 individuals that are football officials that will work on Friday night. They have volleyball games on Thursday. And so this Thursday, if you don't have a game right now, you may have a game on Thursday. As I say, some of those games get moved from Friday to Thursday, and you have a volleyball game on Thursday. I probably will not call and ask you to do that to another assignment, because obviously you want to work volleyball on Thursday. So those things, and like I say, some of the are critical matchups. I mean, good matchups. So I had 13 people. I had 1 person had a soccer game, and 12 had volleyball games on Thursday. So, in saying that, tomorrow would be a very busy day for me as a chamber. Right? But I'm not going to ask you to go tell somebody to turn the game back, because that person's going to be upset. Again, I'm going to be 2 weeks out. Again, some people on this call I haven't seen in their uniform, much less on the field. I was able to work, see all the games, all 5 games at Clinton Friday night. Frank Johnson was over to Westover, so all 4 of those games. Ryan Blount was over to Cape Fear. But again, that's why during the preseason, we were going and having those on-field clinics, doing a little bit of calisthenics, doing some other things. It was important to me. Like again, we got to see some of the teams. I got some feedback on the teams. I got to show a little bit of video of the teams. Again, what type of offense, defense, how they play. So again, I use all that information to make the best assignment I can. But when it changes, just understand, if you don't have a game, they had 11 people. Of those 11, I think 8 were new. It's only 2 people. And I contacted 2 people today about working the game at Trinity. That private school, schools I don't have on the schedule because they're not on Dragonfly. I'm gonna meet with them on Thursday morning, hopefully, and work that out. But I've contacted 2 people I'm gonna have on that game. But because those guys that got the game moved from Friday to Thursday, that frees them up. And that's what I say about positions. If people being able to work multiple positions, because I already got a commitment from 2 people, 2 varsity officials I'm going to use on Friday night. I can't put them on assignment other than I can send an email and tell them, look, you're going to Trinity based on that. So there's a lot of things going on, guys, this first week. And it's probably going to be that way the first 2 weeks till we get settled in. There's going to be some hiccups, things how we work through. I got another request since 6 o'clock about one school, a public school, saying they want me to sign their games in Auburn. And the NCJSA say we will not use Auburn. So, because they want to pay through Auburn. So it's a lot of things going either from the schools, from regional supervisors, and from officials. So I need a couple of days to work through that. I mean, just ask for your patience in doing that. Now, blocks. If you block on Thursday, whether you block volleyball, football, or soccer, you have blocked for everybody who's signed in Dragon. But if you block Thursday and tell me you want to work, I will assign. If you block Mr. Henderson and tell him, hey, I blocked it on Dragonfly, but I think both him and Mr. Fisher, I think, are both doing Arbiter and putting things in the Dragonfly. If you want to work on Thursday, you have told me that prior to the season, that hey, it was going to be, I'm going to work Thursday JV football. I want to be available. But you told me that, but then like I say, you have games on this Thursday. Well, I have no problem with you blocking it. That means you block everybody, but you can tell whatever official, whatever assigner you want. Look, even though I'm blocked, I want to be considered. If not, like I say, I feel uneasy, and that's not my style to have you call you and tell you to turn somebody's game back in order to do mine. And I made a decision as an independent contractor. And if you want to talk further on that, we can. But now the position, you're going to get an assignment and it's going to have a position on it. The expectation is that's not because you're going to work that position. You can ask the referee, you can tell them, look, I got hurt today on my job. I did this here. I want to move. Hey, look, I will delegate in the authority and responsibility. You have the authority to do some things. Responsibility comes on me. I think to every official is that every game, whatever you're assigned to do, that's the position you're going to work. The referee calls me. If you call me, and I just say it over the phone, I'm going to go in there and change that. Remember, it's two people, because that's the position you're going to, then that position of somebody else on the group. Even if you're going from the linesman to the line judge, it affects if I tell you, you're going, all right, you go work the linesman, make an assignment that you're going to be the line judge. The person that's the line judge now has to do what? I mean, look, it's going to affect. So don't put the referee in that position by saying, look, I talked to him, look, this is what I want to do. If not, I will find someone else. If you hurt, I mean, just help the group. I mean, if you too hurt to work, that's the season 11 weeks. It's an 11-week season. Last game we start on the 19th of August, Friday night, finish on the 28th of October. Okay, so that's how it's working. It may be sometime, hey, it might be that for the betterment of the crew. Now, got a couple other things here. We're gonna go to. Let me go to here. Next, read this. Any questions on assignments? When I say that, because it's going to be some changes. Like I say, I know this week. I mean, I'm probably going to go. I'm going to call that AD, and the game that was changed was Scott. He's going to go, and like I said, it's already out on social media. It's already out that they already changed the game, and I haven't changed. He talked to the referees. One thing about the key personnel and officials, they can see that, and you can see. ADs, they got their number in there, and anybody on there, they have their number. Some have their photos in there. So sometimes the ADs and the coach will call you directly. They get your number right off the Dragonfly. Okay, so when they get the Dragon, hey, you can talk to them. But the referee told them the right thing to do was, hey, call the supervisor. Never see the phone call. And he thinks, and he's going to find out tomorrow that, hey, he can call you and you say, okay, no guarantee that you're going to get the game back. It may be a whole nother group. So again, just keep that in mind. But if they call you, like I say, don't be rude. Two ways you're going to deal with them, with dignity and respect. Okay, they understand. But if you want to know how they got your number, they got it right off Dragonfly. And they calling you because you're the one going to work the game. So that's why they call it. Just have them call me. And again, I would, unless you tell me different, high priority game is probably going to be the varsity. Again, if I take you, if you keep the JV game and don't do the varsity game, again, I will reach out to you. And it's the reason I did that. Okay. initially, I wanted you to work a game on that Friday night based on what we had. Now, if you would, everybody open up their rule books and go to page 83. Just in the rule books, go to page 83. Page 83 is called Football Fundamentals. In Football Fundamentals, I want you to read everything on the Football Fundamentals. That's page 83, 84, and 85. And the only thing that's in a shaded area, the only thing that's new in those Football Fundamentals is under section 7, where it says passes. And that's as pertains to the new intentional ground. I mean, that really rule on intentional ground. But possession, downs, dead ball, kicks, free kicks, scrimmage kicks, passes, blocking fouls, penalty measurement. All right. Because it will tell you the penalty measurement. It's only 3 types of penalties: 5, 10, 15. Now we talk about after this to the goal. Only every foul is going to be in one of those increments, 5, 10, 15 yards. So again, not going to read anything particular to you. I may point out a couple of things, and that's for whether you're a veteran official, whether you're a new official, first year. Okay, I want you to read every single section within Football Fundamentals. All right. Points of emphasis. Just write that down. Write those 3 pages. Not problem. And everybody's not on the call tonight. We got 87 people. I got 91 people on assignment. I'm assigned with 93. Right now, based on the number of games we got, we would have 96 people working. Probably some people not on this call that's going to have a game either Thursday and or Friday night. Okay, I'm gonna recap. I'm gonna send this out. And go over to page 96 in the rule book. This talks a little bit about our points of emphasis. You can see on 96, 97, and 98, those 3 pages. You can see that sportsmanship. There's a whole page on sportsmanship. All right. What I'm going to capture is coaches they're not going to read the rule book, but I'm going to capture some things out of here, and I'm going to send them an email, like I say, tomorrow, all the things I want them to know. Brief some of them, and hopefully by the end of next week, by the end of this month, I would have been spoken. Someone from this football association, from this football staff, would have been talking to every single head coach and AD that we have. Right? Sportsmanship, I want you to read on on page 96, 97, and 98. Now, what I need someone to do now is we talk about legal uniforms and equipment. For someone to look at the last paragraph on page 98. I want somebody to read last paragraph on page 98. I don't need to call you.
Anytime. Yep, I got you,
Go ahead.
Carol. Anytime a player is found participating with illegal equipment, the player is to be removed from the game, and the head coach should be penalized for unsportsmanlike conduct. Examples of illegal equipment include, but are not limited to, eye shade or anything that is not a solid stroke or includes words, numbers, logos, or other symbols, eye shields that are not clear, play cards not worn on the wrist or arm, and uniforms, pretty much like illegal towels, not covering the knees, etc.
Okay, guys. Everything in that paragraph like that, I saw Friday night. Everything. Now, one flag was thrown. Now, I briefed the coach on Saturday. I went and met with the coach at 11 o'clock on Saturday. Had a briefing with him. Hey, guys, wait. If you don't have the strength, you don't have the courage to do that. Again, I told the coach, when that happens, helmet comes off. He has earrings in his ear. It's not a good look. And we're gonna throw the flag. He been participating with what? Illegal equipment. That's the first one. What is the coach already got on sportsmanlike conduct? Guys, it's gonna take strength, it's gonna take courage to do this. Now the paragraph above that. Somebody read that, start with unless. Anybody can do it except for Joshua and Bryce. Somebody else.
I got you. I got
Unless,
you, Errol.
unless halftime or overtime intermission occurs, anytime the play clock is interrupted for improperly worn or missing equipment by a player, the player is to be removed from the game for at least one play. Examples of improperly worn equipment include, but are not limited to, knee pads that do not cover the player's knees, shoulder pads that are not fully covered by the jersey, undershirts not tucked in that extend below the top of the waistline of the pants, and failure to wear a tooth or mouth protector. If any equipment becomes improperly worn during play, correction must be made before continued player participation is allowed. The player will not be required to the player would not be required to be removed from the game if the repair can be made properly and does not delay the ready for play by more than 25 seconds.
They got, again, now I saw that in every game. I think I said in the first, the quarterback had a problem with his mouthpiece. The referee at the time, hey, he handled it. Again, they at Clinton, one of the teams, I want to say it's Red Springs, they said they're not going to wear those jerseys anymore. They didn't go over the sleeves. Again, guys, let's not get that when the game starts. You see it, and I'm glad Roscoe Reddy, who's an umpire, don't put it all on just the umpire with the equipment. You go out there. I mean, and now we'll go back to we're gonna go to the manual in a second.
I have
Prior
a
to the
question,
game.
Earl.
Say go ahead.
During our game on Friday, I guess the guy from, I guess it was East Bladen or whatever, his helmet just
West Blade, number 13, West Blade.
West Bladen. It was
Right.
continuously coming off. That number
Three
13,
times.
it
Three
came
times.
off like 4 or 5 times in a row. We kept sending him
Three.
out, kept sending him out.
Yeah. Right. Again, see, again, and I already sent some to the AD. I was there. Again, guy, and also Roscoe, he had a tent. His he had a face shield was tinted.
That was number 3. And when you talk about
Oh,
number
that was
3,
number 13, shovel up.
yes,
Number 13, the quarterback, he was the main one running. And those, I think, Roscoe, you were to now he didn't play and when it was in Lumberton, West Bladen. Because I went down and talked to their AD. 13 wasn't there, but he was a primary runner ball. Guys, those face shields, you can't hide them. I mean, they turn, they got any type of tent. And again, I'm gonna send that down and they so people with numbers on there with the eye shade, get a cross on it. Because we're not we're not anything about religion or anything else. Here's what the rules are. It says, again, when we tell that coach, that's unsportsmanlike. Are they gonna tell us, we the fashion police? Do we worry more about the uniform than we worry about the game? Expect those comments. Again, they put it in writing. They didn't say, look, do this some of the time. And we say about, I don't want to remove people from the game unless it's this. Okay. Now, when you direct them to be removed from the game and they call a timeout, can you buy them in, keep them in the game with a timeout?
No,
Correct
you
answer.
cannot.
no,
No,
All right,
no,
guys.
you cannot.
No,
Okay.
no.
So again, once you do that, and see, now we're going to start focusing on the things that's not the game. So that's why I was saying, when we go out there initially hit the field 30 minutes prior, we're going to be on the field. It's going to be, manual says, for the most part, I think it's always said referee and the umpire, but there's another portion of it that says the referee and another official. We're going to go to referee and umpire. Everybody's just going to go out there and start doing their job. Again, we tell a player, I don't know if I'm on the wing, I got the home team, I'm the line judge. I got that. Hey, we got the line of game crew over there with linesmen. Your team goes out there, guys. We're not gonna tell them. We're not gonna ever use the term first warning. If you do a warning, right then, it doesn't say anything about a warning. Let's get it early. I'm gonna set it up where I'm gonna send it out tomorrow. I'm getting all this stuff, and anything we want, I need to address to the coaches. Because now I can get every coach email address. I went there today and didn't get, it was like 32 coaches. I gotta send things to. I didn't get all the email address. I gotta, copy, paste, and do all that. I'm gonna send them something, and I'd rather them, hey, hear it from the supervisor, because when you're on the field, this is gonna be, I want them to know, look, this is what I've instructed them to do. I'll get the guidance from the National Federation, gives it to the state gives it to the local supervisors. Now, as Cecil Mark, he's made it clear, some things are on zero tolerance. Hey, they gotta be in uniform. He talked about language. So that's what it is. That's what we're gonna do. Interrupt by the clock. I mean, a lot of times we kept in, one guy said the other day at Lumpton, guess what? I had the umpire go, one of the guys who just came off the field, he went over to tell the coach. Coach, whose son it was, came over, and that was my son, and the pants they ordered, this is what they sent. They're missing equipment, can't let them play. But trust me, if they're playing, they get hurt, even though we've asked the coach, what, are you there leaving proper equipment? Why didn't we direct them out of the game? When we know what the rules are. Anybody got now, you can go back and read the thing on sportsmanship, read the targeting and defensive player. You can read that, but I want to make sure, I don't understand, every scrimmage I went to, we was allowing people to play out of uniform. Anybody that got a question on the legal uniforms and equipment, you can go read the entire thing, but I want to make sure everyone understand what the penalty is on that.
Harold.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I want to just make sure that we clarify that so everybody's on the same page. Just because he has a shirt tail out or his knee pads are up, that's not going to require us to give the coach an unsporting act. The kid must have participated with those things like eye shade or something like that before we.
That's correct.
Before we give the coach that.
Right. But again, it's going to be hard to not when you see the earrings in both ears.
Absolutely.
That's why I was saying, but Roscoe was there. Now, again, I'm glad you brought that up, JC. Now, here's the biggest violator of that last week that I saw. And those scrimmages was on Wednesday and Friday. Nobody played on Thursday, nobody on Saturday. Now, one of the things that really, I hope that Roscoe read in this thing was about the shirt tails. Now that shirt tail, when they wear that shirt underneath the pads, it has to be, if it goes beyond the waistline, it's supposed to be what? Tucked in. Undershirts not tucked in that extend below the top of the waistline. Some of them have that little Ezekiel Elliott. He may not even have anything, but if that's it, the manufacturer wear it's a short shirt and it goes at the belt line. But if it extends beyond that, every skilled person, every wide receiver, flanker, split in, the person on the end of that line, I saw on something, all of them had it out. Because it's underneath their pads. But again, I'm going to send it out. I will probably highlight that. What I'm going to try to do, guys, I would rather be the bad guy when you're on the field, you worry about fouls at the point of attack. Just know what the rules are. Don't let them play with the pad exposed. That t-shirt, hey, be consistent. And I say that now it comes out. Also, you're reading that if it comes out during the course of play, and that down. Somebody grabs, hey, again, the towels, you have 5 different colors. Everybody want to look at me. Wearing it like a little tail. I said, all this in the rule book. I will be a little bit more direct with them, letting them know what the violations are. But all I want you to do is enforce it. That doesn't mean, like I say, don't let them play during the play. And then, like what Stacey was referring to, you saw he didn't have the knee pads, and then you let him, he played, and then you throw a flag and you go tell the referee, look, he's playing without that. Or you let the other team know that. Once I do this, the teams that are within the rules, they're gonna go point out all the violation of the team. And he was playing, that should be an unsportsmanlike. But again, and the good point, we don't call everything we see, but we see everything we call. We want to do preventive officiating. preventive officiating. Because they say, when they warming up, a good time to do is that a lot of them doing the national anthem. You come up behind, a lot of times the referee got all the crew together, some, linesman over here, 2 people over there, whatever the case may be. You're all together for the kickoff. You run through this, when you walking through the sideline, you saying things. That's why I really don't want the referee and all other 4 of the crew prior to the game. I want you to go over there, everybody doing anything. I want that wing person to seek the head coach out, introduce yourself personally to him, and tell him, hey, those type of things. You don't need to be there, and because the referee's trying to give his talk and everything else, people asking about the ball boys, hey, where you change? No, you go do all your pre-game stuff, and when you go on the sideline prior to the national anthem, you talk to that coach, you tell him, coach, you give him that example, coach. We're not going to ask for about belly rings. We're not going to ask about, hey, earrings or all that stuff. Hey, the referee's already asked, are you players leaving properly equipped? If some comes off, some equipment during the game, and players are, you have subject yourself to that. So again, I want to be preventive. But I say, with the t-shirts and when the umpire coming there, you need to do this, you need to do this. No, you're on the sideline. You see something, say something. Find out who the offense coordinator is, find out the defense coordinator. Hey, guy on offense defense, look, 23, you need to tuck that shirt in. Coach, he plays right. Again, guys, be preventive. And it's gonna be hard the first week or 2. I mean, the JV game, guys, I don't expect no thing. I'm not saying that. Just get out there and get after it. Tell them, say it with conviction, not because the supervisor said it, not because the state says it. That's the National Federation. They wrote the rules. We just want to enforce them. And if anybody else on the enforcement of that, I mean, like I say, it was so many violations in the uniform, guys. And referee is, probably sometimes it's further away from the ball, the wide receiver and everything else, defense back. I mean, it's not, I'm just want to earmark them, but even those the big guys down the line, scrimmage, get that shirt tucked in, but let them make an effort to put it in. Make them look at the start of the play. When they get down there, 4-point stance or whatever the case may be, they're making a tackle, it's going to come out. Yeah. I know in basketball, we have things where every time the ball becomes dead, hey, look, hey guys, tuck it in, do this here. They just blowing you off. You tell somebody about a towel, and they just come out. And a couple plays on the other sideline, the field. We got to get that. Anybody got any question on the uniform? Anybody got any questions about the uniform? What we're going to enforce? Read the football fundamentals. I mean, every single page. I mean, every page, every word of those things. Again, guys, you get there, the referee, I think, as we hold each other accountable, we expect you to know that that's not by decision. Everybody should know those things, right? Points of emphasis. Nobody got anything? Any other referees? I mean, running about just for the scrimmage, for the purpose of the scrimmage, Ronnie and Frank, how did you think the uniforms were at Westover and Cape Fear?
We had some issues, and it's nothing different than what we've seen before at Cape Fear. If a coach had any sense, he'd get the same color pants as he did his shirt, and it wouldn't look so bad. But pretty much what you talked about already, we saw the biggest issues that I saw with jewelry and whatnot was at 71st. So if anybody's going there, that's when you're going to talk to ahead of time, or you ain't gonna have the coach very long. Because they had a lot of kids with necklaces, earrings. I mean, you name it, they had it. So just keep that in mind if you end up over there week 1.
And what about Westover?
Hey, Harold, the big one I had was the play that we had asked you about. We talked about encroachment by, I guess, more likely by the quarterback.
And uniform issues are pretty much the same.
It's the same.
Okay.
That's just gonna be a matter of just everybody like enforcing it.
Right. Again, guys, people come in, you got special teams. guys just come in for that play. I mean, try to get them coming in. I mean, we got the line judge and back judge counting, and then the guys on the sideline got to back to them. Sometimes somebody come in, and if you interrupt play, if you start the game for that, hey, they got to come out for a play. I mean, I always say it's good that you can tell a coach that, coach, I'm facing the field. Hey, the guy ran in. I'm not, I told the coach. There's a lot of things we have during the pre-snap. We got pre-snap responsibilities. I mean, hey, what our keys are. We count in the back, how many people in the backfield, last person on the line screen, they on or off. We got a lot of things going on. Umpiring the referees count. I mean, there's a lot of things that's going on. Okay, you got responsibilities. So you got to worry about the uniforms and stuff like that. Hey, again, we can get it prior to the snap. We start. We don't want to give that unsportsmanlike conduct. We don't want to, coach. The same thing we want. We would rather get a illegal substitution than we got illegal participation. The other thing, football penalty enforcement. I want everybody to turn to page 81. All right. 81 and 82, the rule 10.6 talks about football penalty enforcement. Now, as you look at page 81, get the page 80 on the last on the 10.5.6 enforcement spots. Enforcement spots on all but one principle, and read football penalty enforcement. It'll tell you about two different type of plays: loose ball play and run play. It'll tell you everything in there about the basic spot, what it is, all but one principle. Got a couple of play rulings in there. Kind of go through that. It'll tell you what's beyond neutral zone and everything else. Read 81 and 82. I would say the only thing in addition to that, when you're gonna look on page 80, understand all but one principle. Okay.
Errol is having technical difficulties, it looks like. Hey, Frank or Ronnie, will one of y'all talk about that all but one principle, and I'll try to see if I can't fix Errol's difficulty. Hey, Ronnie or Frank, can you hear me? I see Chip, but I can't see Ronnie or Frank.
Hey, John. All right, if Ronnie or Frank or Errol aren't available, we'll talk about the all but one. The all but one is simply a play that a foul is committed behind the basic spot by the offense, whether it's they call it a loose ball, which could be a pass or the running play, either one. If that foul is committed by the offense behind the basic spot, then we're going to penalize that penalty from that spot that it occurred. That's the easiest way I know to explain all but one. Some of the other senior umpires or even the newer umpires, if you got a different opinion or take on that, or Chip, if you have a different take, or is Chadwell, Richard, if you're on the call, maybe you want to chime in as well.
I'm trying to get Errol back on, but there are a couple people having to reset.
I heard what you had, JC, and that's pretty much it. But
No,
mine
I'm back. Go ahead,
cutting
Ronnie.
out too. There we go. Okay.
Go ahead. Continue. I mean,
No, Mine was cutting out as well. It seemed like it froze up for a second. But essentially, you're exactly right. It's a penalty that the easiest way to do this is break it down by the type of play that it is. Let's say that it's a running play and it advances, 5 yards, and there's a hole behind the end of the run. We know that a running play, the penalty is enforced at the end of the run. However, the foul occurred behind that, which would be the all but one in this case, and we would enforce it from that spot of the foul. The easiest way to think about this, guys, is in a running play situation, and you have to kind of take them in segments, but in a running play situation, let's imagine that we're backed up near the goal line and we started on the 5 and we ran to the 15 going toward the center of the field, if you can imagine this, and a foul occurred at the 10-yard line and the run ended at the 15, then he started cheating at the 10 to get to the 15. So you got to go back to the point where he started cheating, if you will, and that would be the spot of the foul, and then you would enforce the penalty. If it were a hold, you may would be half the distance to the goal in this case, but that applies all over the field. You can just relocate that same scenario all over the field.
That, Ronnie, that all but one would also include the end zone, and the result would be a safety if the penalty is accepted.
Yes, because guys, any penalty that the foul would occur in the end zone, imagine that anytime you can't enforce a penalty because there's nowhere else left, it will result in a safety, is the easiest way to think about that. A good example of that would be intentional grounding thrown while in the end zone would it result in a safety.
And that would be whether the penalty was accepted or declined.
Now, guys, I would tell you this. Now,
Correct. That would be for the intentional grounding, because the end of the run and the foul both occur in the end zone. Therefore, in either case, it's a safety. But in other cases, if the penalty is declined and say a holding foul occurs in the end zone, but the ball ends at the 5, and it was a 4th down play, the offended team has the option to decline the penalty and take that ball at the 5-yard line instead of taking the 2 points.
Correct.
Now, I will tell you, great discussion. Now, guys, again, that was, those examples that everybody referred to, all the comments. Well, when in the pregame, guys, when you get there, you go tell the referee. They ask you, what do you have? It's about where did the foul occur? That's why they doing that. Okay. Nobody knows to question you about the ego, about picking up the foul, and hey, waving the flag off. Again, guys, we're not officiating the rule book, but we're officiating the game. Now, most of you great dialogue, but I look at all the scores. A lot of people made 100 on tests, and they had a couple of things. Hey, where was this from the end of the run? All that. Again, we can pass the score around, we can send the test around, but guess what? You on the field. It's a whole different thing. That's why I say I like guys to get out on the field and do things. Hey, the test is just part of it. That's, to me, one of my indicators that I use. That, hey, this person did this, person did that, but now can you apply it on the field? Can you describe it? We have you to move the flag to where the foul occurred. We have 2 flags on it. Don't assume it's holding. At the point of attack, it could be 2 guys. When the ball comes out, you're at center. Hey, get it straight. So when you go to the referee, you give them all the information. All right. I talk about the test. It goes, all right, for everybody here. I put a call in the Dragonfly today. This is just us. Because that's just a systematic thing they do. But I want to ask the request for everybody's call. Everybody who's met the criteria. I want to have probably about 4 or 5 people in red. Some, a couple of lifetime members, they just want to do middle school, or they're not going to referee, and they on the roster. A couple of guys, but for the most part, our roster for the 2022 season is complete. And maybe one guy's coming from Nevada. It's about 3 people that may join us, but for the most part, everybody now can go in and request for their card. And the thing that I talked to the NCHSA officer today, I wanted to do that just say, look, go ahead, and everybody who's met the criteria, who's done everything, to just do that. But it gets you, still, you have to go in as an individual. I got to request the CEO of Dragonfly to see if I can make a request as the supervisor and just send it there. But say John is bringing up on the screen as we talk, and that's what it looks like. Your card be approved, and it's going to show up just like that. But he's going to go through. This is how you request for your card. If you request for your card and you can't get it, that means you have none. But for those people, now some of you all didn't register. The easiest thing to do is go in and register for SSOA. If you didn't do it over the weekend, I had John Owens, basically myself, we completed it. To me, that shows me a little apathy on your part. If you haven't paid the $20, I've got a list of names. I guess I'm gonna display. Those are the things, because again, when I put that on the Dragonfly list as part of requirements, that's what it is. They can see that. The state office, a couple of individuals hadn't done it. And when I talked to them today, they were saying, oh, this person haven't paid the association fees. This person haven't feel like that's stuff for me. So you've done everything for the state, you didn't do anything local. I've, for the most part, done that. Either gonna write a check where you paid. I know a couple of people, newer guys, they've done everything. One of them, told me, hey, I'm sending the check. Because I want to be able to sign everybody, but I can't sign you to games if you don't meet the criteria. Okay. The last person created the state clinic last night online at 7:10. And I called the state this morning, so we all good. Those are the cards. Those are current. You can go back through that. Just you request for, he's gonna go through right now on the request for your card. And you approved already. Well, you did all the requirements, request for the card. It goes to the Dragonfly. They ask the NCHSA, then Melissa will end up approving it twice. Then they're down on your card. John, just go through that right quick.
So you want to come, when you log into Dragonfly, it brings you to your main page, which has all your registration in it. You go down to the bottom, it'll say request a card. If you're like me, I go ahead and request all mine for all the seasons I do at the beginning. So you might have to hit show more, but this box where it says request another card, you will click it. Then you will click on whichever one is applicable.
This is football.
So football. Your questions should be already answered. You'll see a check mark, but if not, update your answers. Then you're going to upload an image. You can take a picture with your camera, or you can just take a picture that's saved on your computer. You open it up, upload photo. It's going to ask you if you want to leave the picture that you have on your Dragonfly account alone or replace it with this picture, whichever one you want to do. Then you say, get my card. And Melissa Knight's going to love me because I just requested football again.
Hey,
All
guys.
right. That's all it is to get you a card.
Now we have everybody except for 8 people have loaded a photo on the Dragonfly. So when you go, referee and other people, crew members, you accept the game and everybody accepts the game. It'll be a photo in there, right? When we go to games on Friday night, on Thursday night, so I want to make it do it now, request it. And I told her today that because I wanted to do it today for everybody. I told her I had a meeting tonight. That because I know when you go to the card, some people, first of all, some of you have been officiating so long, people know who you are. But again, if someone doesn't, I went to a game before and the person didn't know. I called it and I paid before if I didn't have my regional supervisor pass or something like that. That's on me. That's not their fault. And I've had to call the AD just to verify who I was and stuff like that. But again, so if you go there, everybody should have the card. It's on your phone, whatever device you use, just show up and it free admittance in any game all the way to the state championship. Any NCHSA member school game that they play anywhere in the state of North Carolina, that pass will get you in. Okay. And those of you, go ahead.
All you have to do for those people who hadn't done it, just click on that box and it's gonna ask you upload a new photo. It's the same as the card. Click on my device, or you could just take a picture on your screen and then open, and that's all it is. In 3 clicks, you're done.
It's not hard, guys, but I don't want to have an AD calling saying the official did this at the gate, says he was, I've had people call me that. Harold, this guy official at the gate now, he says he was official. Guys, don't get it, don't do that. All right. It's there, it's part of your benefits, like we do when I tell you on the physical training. Hey, I want to make sure you get your benefits. All right. So again, that's how we request for the call. The payments. One thing I learned today was in Dragonfly, Cumberland County called me on Monday. They submitted their payment over 100,000. They put all the payments in for the school year for them. And I don't know who's going to do it. It's going to be the ADs at the high school. It may be the main office this year, but they got in there and we went through that for them to learn. To say learning process for them. They didn't know how to do the payments. They know how to do them now. So some of you all who do volleyball, soccer, maybe you've received the payment. I don't know, because I know those two signers are putting things on Arbiter. Then all the payments in Cumberland County coming from Dragonfly. So I don't know if somebody's on the call can share if you got paid because you worked yesterday, end of the day. Is anybody on the call who does volleyball or soccer receive the payment through Dragonfly? Okay, I mean, football, now hopefully on Thursday or Friday, we're gonna have some people when we meet again, next they'll say yes, because I'm trying to educate them so they'll know exactly how. But again, if you haven't set your bank account up, if you have not, and John's gonna make that, I probably I'm having to post that on thing, go through again, and he can just send it out on through Dragonfly. If you haven't set it up and you work a game, you sign on Dragonfly. What I found out today was it's going to be in your account. You just have, you got to move it. So that was good for me, because I've been pushing you all to set that account up, do that. I know I talked to, I just tell you, me and Al McCray had a conversation today. And some of them, I had the same problems you guys had. So it didn't go all the way down. Then I went all the way down. Then it was like a couple weeks or 2 weeks before I went and verified. I saw that they gave me 3 amounts. It was 11 cents, 14 cents, 24 cents. Then I had to put them in the order, 1 and 2. In fact, when I put them in, I put it in, when I looked at my statement, it had the most recent one up top there. And I put them in, it was in the wrong order. So then I just went from the bottom up, and it was verified. It's like, no specific thing, no, I mean, but now I think enough of us have done it that, hey, we know what the pitfalls are. So once you, but again, if you work a game, the game is signed on Dragonfly, it's not like the previous platform where you hadn't set an account up, they couldn't pay you. I was reassured that today, whether you have set it up or not, it's still going to be in your account. It's going to be there, but you just can't get it until you set your account up. That's not what I want. Because again, when you work a game, I want you to be able to receive the money. But again, but anybody having an issue with that, hey, let's get it fixed between now and before you go on the field. Well, I'll say before Thursday. Okay. So any kind of help you need, anything I can do, making a call to Dragonfly, having you look at the video again, or anything else, let's get that done. Because guys, all that administrative stuff, I want to start focus on football, on game. Okay. Anybody got any questions on, anybody got anything for me or athlete?
Hey,
Daryl,
Yes.
Jimmy Williams. You're talking about uniformity. I noticed in the 2 scrimmages that I was at Whiteville and Westover, we're talking about having the same towels and stuff like that for the players being unified. I noticed a lot of officials had penalty markers that did not have the black tip in. So some of us got it, some hadn't. And in the rule book, it doesn't say anything about the black tip on page 10. All it talks about is that you have to have one 15 by 15 and the middle of it filled up with sand or beans. I think we should all be the same.
Right. Look, guys, look, and I'll put something about, I mean, say that we're gonna be all, everybody, I mean, I haven't seen one without it. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, when they purchase them, guys, if you need help with that, I'm not gonna tell you to go and use the Sharpie and do that. Then it rains on Friday, it's into your uniform. Again, it should have, it doesn't take much to take a little black thing of cloth and take it off. Again, because when you tuck it in your pants, when you tuck it in your belt, around it, they shouldn't see the gold thing coming out. That's what it's for. That's why we want it to be black. You reach in and grab it, we want it to be black. I mean, so I mean, hey, even for those of us, I'm not saying, hey, I mean, because I got some people, and I've been accused of myself of, you know, hey, with this, okay, I'm gonna I line up with my shirt, the 2-inch stripe. If the white comes down, I line up with the black stripe, and then I put it there. I mean, again, that's your appearance. When you leave, come on the field, there's a lot about who you are, and perception is reality. I mean, sometimes you look good, hey, and you don't, hey, you may be, they may not like anything you do, but you instill confidence when you walk on the field. We want everybody to be the same, especially on the penalty flag. I mean, so if anybody doesn't have that or needs some material, just shoot me a text. Just shoot me a text.
Harold. Harold.
Go ahead.
Jimmy.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
One other thing, the use of Dragonfly, it's got a feature there. And I realized that when I was referring back and forth to the referee, and they've made it easy to use Dragonfly where you can hit on that little envelope and you can do your emails from that, which is great. But the only problem is when you receive your email and he wants you to respond back, you can't go to the bottom of that particular email and hit reply because it's going to come back a no reply because it's trying to send a Dragonfly. So you're going to have to generate another or compose another email with just his email address, sending it to him.
Hey, Errol, I already sent that issue to Dragonfly.
Okay.
Good deal.
Someone had let me know about it already.
Earl,
Yes. Go ahead,
quick
Adrian.
question. Game reports or penalty.
Right now on the game report, I mean, I think you got on a phone call earlier. I will send, I mean, for those on the staff and probably some referees, before I said, I will have it to you by Thursday morning. Because we don't do game reports for a JV game. However, when we finalize it, I mean, I might have, right now I think I got 19 over the period of Thursday, Friday. I may have more than 20 people. Probably 1/5 of the association will be working as a referee. Okay, because I got 19 referees on Friday night, and then I got a couple that's going to do some on Thursday. So I have right at 100, so a little bit more than 100 officials. So most people, we're going to go through that and get the important points. So Will Block did a good job because I had him tasked that earlier. He sent me something that based on what I told him, hey, the capture, because some of the stuff we got a scale, a little bit more of a scaled down version. I don't need you to tell me like who's on the game. I signed it. I know who that is. Like I say, on Friday, if it rains, you can put on that rain. Don't really matter to me. You just wet. I mean,
Errol, I'll update that. Errol, I'll update that for you.
Say again, Will?
I've updated that where it deletes all that, just the primary stuff.
No, I'm saying what you did was a good starting point for what I want. So
Gotcha.
I'm going to share that, and guys, we will have it out. So everybody's going to get one. I mean, when I say that, I'm not going. I get their input, but everybody will have a copy of the game report and what's the requirement, because you may find yourself in a position in the backyard position, or if you're the referee, the person, you need to know what the person submitted to you is correct. Everybody else know what's going on the report. Those things are going to be good for everybody. And we're going to put it where everybody know what it is, but we're going to finalize that. But kudos to the guys this week that when you got your assignment, 4-day Sunday morning, you got it Sunday. Some people initially went out and did that. And some of you have done it by what Jimmy just said. But you can't respond. Those are the kind of things, guys, that's going to make an association better. We talk about it tonight. And Jimmy, obviously, he's tried to reply back tonight. Again, those guys, you generate a lot of paper. They still got to make a card. And again, right now, the game got changed. I'm going to make a couple of changes. Some people want to change the assignment. So if the referee has already made his card, that's what they got to make some corrections. You don't want to go there with a person lined out, stuff like that. So again, guys, I would say a lot of things go on. And again, people don't see what happens behind the scene. They don't know what you have to do to prepare for the game. They can make just a phone call. We want to change the game. And a lot of stuff, a lot of other things has to happen because that date going to change for the Scotland Northern Durham game, even if I change the officials. So that's kind of good. Hey, that's a good point. And John's already, reached out. But again, guys, if nothing wrong, if you can't reply back, shoot the referee a text message and just tell them, look, I've received it. That's the key thing they want to know is that, hey, you have the information. If you have any questions about the meeting place, first time you're there, the address of it, look at it. Give yourself, especially the first week, anytime you got the first time you're going to go to a site. Hey, someone says a lot of times the referee will tell you, look, if you're coming down Rachel Road this time, he kind of give you an update. Someone asks you, what route are you taking? But we don't know whether you're coming from work or you're coming from home or what, So again, sometimes if it's an accident up the way, sometimes, and those that live in these communities, they have some construction going on. Hey, I've had calls from people that live down in the Chaperone area. When you go in there, you get the 401 here, you got to go off. Hey, get on Highway S13, you got to do this here. So again, guys, whatever we can do to help one another, let's do that.
Hey, Errol, can I interrupt for a moment?
Yes, because I need it. You just let Jeremy Riley, you just came in. I need to talk to you before you hang up. Go ahead, John.
Hey guys, talking with Dragonfly the last couple of days, I've been, as you send me issues, if I can't figure them out, I've been trying to work with Dragonfly to get something figured out. Right now, the best thing I can tell you is I'm going to piggyback on what Jimmy Williams said. Guys, that mail envelope appears in the app, and it is where it will allow you to text your partners. It'll ask you text or email, so you can do that in the app. Here's what I need you to do. And this is the important part. We're having some confusion on it, so I'm going to try my best to straighten it out. Dragonfly currently has 2 apps. Right this minute, you need both apps. All right. The app we're used to is the one that has the hurricane signal. All right. I'm going to try to get close on as I can. That's the current app. That's the old app. It just says Max underneath it. That's the old app. The only thing you are using that app for is to get messages on your phone. Do not use it for anything else. It will not save it. It crashes like all get out, and it's not going to help you. But right now, it is helpful because it will send you push notifications on your phone so you can get messages. The app that you need to have, and the new app in which they are improving, and it works much better. It's got the Dragonfly logo and NFHS logo and officials under it. You need to have that app. That app does not crash as much. It allows you to see your games, accept your games, text your crews, get paid. All that stuff is in there. The biggest flaw with it right now is it's just not set up for push notifications. They are working on it. And then as soon as they roll that out, they'll let me know. But from talking with Dragonfly today, he was very apologetic at saying, hey, we're sorry you have to have 2 apps. We know the old one's crashing. We're not updating it anymore. The only reason we're asking you to keep it is because the new app has not got the ability to send push notifications yet. So please make that change and get both apps on your phone and logged in. It will make your life easier. It also, the new app has a place where you can do your cards, your blocks. You can accept games, do your pay. You can filter your games by sport. It's a pretty good app. It's pretty clean. Like I said, the biggest thing right now is it doesn't allow push notifications. So please keep both apps on your phone. But when you're doing anything, please do it in the new app, because there is not a guarantee that it will go through in the old app.
John,
Yes,
what do-
sir.
what do we search for? Because the
Dragonfly,
App Store-
I'll confirm that. Give me 2 seconds, because it's been about 3 weeks for me, Tony, but I'll get you that answer in a couple seconds. I apologize. I should know that.
I just downloaded it. It's Dragonfly Officials.
A couple things, guys, before I leave.
Center for Official Services is the name of the app. Center for Officials Services is the name of the app.
Guys, real quick, John, we can go back to that. I made Frank Johnson and Ronnie Blunt are the co-hosts. Guys, question you got to ask about scrimmages? Last thing, guys. A couple of changes here for this week. Today, got a call. I don't know if Ronnie's on the call or not, but he lost his mother passed away. I had to remove Ronnie from his game. He had 2 games. He had a game on Thursday and Friday. And he was at South Columbus for the JV game, and he was at Purnell Sweat on the varsity game. Due to referee South Columbus game, I think I replaced him on one of them. But I got for the Purnell Sweat, I have not. Due to referee, again, guys, if you get a game, and that means if you get Purnell Sweat varsity football game, and I'll probably make that tomorrow morning, because I'll make sure all these changes. I'm trying to minimize the changes, especially the first week. You call that referee, and that's Robert Reed. He's going to referee, but you'll see you get that. But hey, if you want to, I'm gonna put Ronnie as well as sent me the information about his mom's funeral services. But just keep Ronnie and his family in your thoughts and prayers. And that's never.
Errol, off the top of your head, who's the umpire at South?
I'll look.
Okay. Yeah, because they're working with you, Jimmy. I mean, I think Russell Worley is. Yes. Russ, that game, you saw that pop up today, right, Russ? But Rusty Worley is yours.
I hadn't yet, but I'll look at it.
Okay, all right. He is. Rusty Worley is. I know that guys, Clyde Matthews sent an email. Also, he sent me a text even in chat room today that he's available. Your availability changes. Just don't assume just because you don't have a game right now. Right now, like I say, those 5 individuals that had the game at Clinton that was canceled will have another game this week. It won't. I mean, some of them are going to have to work. Most of these games get changed from Friday to Thursday, because that means Thursday, they won't work on Friday, but on Thursday, I don't know how many people. So if you don't have a game right now, there could be some varsity games on Thursday. And that's not, if you already got a game, I've got to do some moving around, make sure it fits. And some conferences play at 7, some play at 7:30. Make sure you pay attention to those things. Again, guys, changes may come, but as we operate with Dragonfly, I want to sign all the games for the rest of the month. Then the next, either tomorrow or definitely about Thursday morning. That's the 25th. I don't know if you all can see the way you have a pending game. I don't know if somebody, but I've already got the referees through the first. I think I did the second. I would like for you to see that again, guys. I don't know. Because I got someone down for a game, and then you haven't worked it out. They will see it, because I had John Owens. I had him. Was going before I signed him a game. I told him he had a soccer game, but he hadn't seen it because I guess Ernie just hadn't published it. Again, when I get you down for a pending game, I know the other signer can see that, but I don't know, whether they respect that or not. It's a whole different thing. But I'm going to try to get out ahead. Definitely after this week, next week, I was asked from this triangle assigner he was asking me about having an umpire for some of the games. Again, guys, I will call you in those cases and say, look, hey, I don't know, he just when I'm Steve Neal, if you work in Southern Pines area, he does the middle school games up there. So some of y'all on his orbiter now, maybe on his Dragonfly as well. I have no problem with that. I mean, again, I would hope your primary association is here, but I would rather you still be working in at home. That's going to make you better. I want to talk about, I'll send an email about Ronnie and that funeral service. Those who knew Jay Johnson, 1999 graduate of 71st High School. He did some things at Fairfield Technical Community College, Methodist College. Also, he's an offensive coordinator of the coach at Douglasburg. And those who was at both times that they played, I mean, on Wednesday, they had a moment of silence. And also, I'm saying they headed over to Douglas. They played at Westover on Friday night. I think his funeral service is coming up on Saturday. I wrote that down. But again, guys, real life happens. To some of you all, I mean, I'm missing some guys not working Friday night because of family commitments, and that's one of the things I got to have in a few minutes. So this is just real life happens. Let's enjoy the football camaraderie, and let's get it, get ready for the season. So I'm gonna sign off, but if anything comes up, make sure you get to Ronnie or Frank. They'll get it to me tonight. And again, anybody have anything I need to pass on? I mean, we have some very specific things in the North Carolina High School Athletic Association handbook for the game day administrator. So as it pertains to the football, I will emphasize to the coaches, especially the head coach, on Thursday night, the head coach of that JV is the coach we talked to. One coach has asked me, because he came up and asked something on Thursday night. I don't assume that you guys, everybody know who the head coach is for that team. And sometimes they come on and they know they're the face of the program. But again, if they dictate you with dignity and respect and ask you a question, answer. But I told them, the ones I've talked to so far, they need to introduce them. I am Ronnie Blunt. I'm Frank Johnson, the head coach of ABC High School football, commander. But when they come out and they start, because they try to come over and take over the game, but they're not the head coach that night. They went there at 6:30, 6 o'clock when you talk to the coaches. We're going to work through that. But anything else, the email, if you have something, share with Ronnie or Frank, send me an email or something you think will be good for the coaches. I'm not just a coach, coaches. Throughout our association need to know. Okay? You all can continue. Ronnie, if you all would get some information what they did for the scrimmages as pertains to other things. But I have a family situation that I need to take care at this moment.
No problem. No problem.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I know that at one of the scrimmages, guys, we had some question in regard to the quarterback and how we are going to officiate the quarterback and talking about false starts when he's clapping his hands or making some large movements that are a little bit different. We've had some discussion about that. We will be getting with the referees and going over that in great detail of what we expect here in the next little while so that everybody's on the same page. And yes, Travis, the play clock and the clock operator should meet us down at the field. That should be, if you're a referee, you're sending that game notice out and it's going to the athletic director. That's something that needs to be in there so that they know to have that those folks down to meet you. Week one, if that does not happen, we probably need to be going up there and making sure we handle it. And while you're up there, just let them know that as a new practice that they're going to be needing to go and meet with the crew as they come on prior to the game. Has anybody got any questions from stuff that they had at their scrimmage that they needed clarification on before the week? Frank, you got anything before we get going? Hey, Frank. Frank may be gone.
Also, guys, if you have any questions about Dragonfly,
Frank.
let us know, because that's one of the things that Errol wanted us to do at the end. Is if you have questions about Dragonfly, I know some of you are not getting emails. Here's the answer we're getting from this. They are working on it. What's happening is first check your spam folder. I know that that's not current. That's not the problem for everybody. What they're running into is some of these internet browsers are blocking their messages from even getting to your inbox, period. Because they are labeling it as phishing, virus, dangerous email is what it's listed as. So your company, who's your host for your email, is not even letting it get through to you. So they're working on trying to get that certification fixed.
All right, guys. If nobody's got anything else, that should wrap us up. We went over just a little bit over an hour and a half. Make sure, hang on one second.
Make sure you do your attendance.
Yeah, Charles, I'll send you one as soon as we get off. If they go to a 10-minute quarter, Bradley, we're not doing JV timing that I'm aware of. But we'll get clarification on that. As far as I know, it's just 10 minutes, or excuse me, 12 minutes in the event. Make sure you click on that link. Other than that, if anybody's got anything else, you're good to go. Just make sure you click on the attendance link and put your name in.
If you need to stay on for me to put you in, just give everybody a minute to make sure we're clear before you start bombarding me.
Hey, is Earl still on?
No, sir.
Yeah,
John,
you need to go fill out the form. Guys, just putting your name in the box is not getting you credit.
How does that work, John? If you're on your telephone trying to,
They stay in and tell me.
Oh, okay.
I'll start taking that in 30 seconds.
All right, everyone. Have a good night. Y'all throughout the season.
Hey, John, Pete Jones, can you put me in?
I got you, Pete.
Roger
Thanks,
Williams.
Don.
John, put me in. DP.
Daryl, I got DP. I got you.
Roger Williams.
Got you, Roger Williams.
Chavis Everett.
Hey, John, this is Barry Miller. I submitted mine on the phone. It didn't work.
I can tell you. Barry Miller. It did work. I got you.
John, did you get that Chavis Everett?
I'll put, I think I did, but let me check. Yeah, I got you, Chavis.
Thank you.
Yvonne Galbraith.
Yvonne, have you got my messages I've been sending you?
I don't think so.
Okay, you're missing your picture.
Absolutely. I tried to figure it out and I couldn't do it over from Dragonfly. From
If you
taking
stay
a
on the
picture
line,
from
I can,
phone.
I'll review it for you in 2 seconds.
All right. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, John, this is Eric Cole.
All right, I got you, Eric.
John, it's Charles Davenport.
I got you, Charles.
Hey, can you check something for me? Make sure my status is still good. I thought Earl.
Give me 2 seconds. Hold on. Let me
Send me
get
a text.
everybody registered and I can do that.
No problem.
John, Brian Miller, did my stuff go through?
Brian, yes, it did.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, John, this is Herschel. Did you get me?
Hold on 1 second. I'm putting in somebody else.
Okay.
And I'll flip over. Herschel, it went through.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Reggie, I got you.
Curtis Atkins.
Danny Bowers, I got you.
Curtis Atkins.
All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm putting it in for you. Oh, I need to. Curtis, I got you.
All right, thanks.